Hey everyone, and welcome to Chamber Insights, where professionals share. I am the executive director of the Yellow Springs Chamber of Commerce, Phillip O'Rourke, and I am so excited that you are here. Listen, in everybody's economy and in everybody's community, there are things that help to drive the vitality of the community, whether you're in a small town like we, a village, or you're in a larger city. One thing that is notable is that arts drives interest, the arts drives the culture, and arts drives economic development. Creative expressions foster new ideas, inspires entrepreneurship, and strengthens communities and the identity, making villages, cities, and regions more dynamic and appealing. As cultural sectors grow, they generate jobs, they stimulate local businesses, and contribute significantly to economic development, proving that investment in the arts, listen, investment in the arts is not just cultural, but also smart economics. And here to talk all about it, please welcome founder, executive director, and programmer of the Yellow Springs Film Festival, Eric Mahoney. Eric.
How are you, Philip?
Hello, how's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. How are you?
I'm doing great, and I let the people know. Just as a sidebar, Eric and I were doing some troubleshooting, so I'm so glad that you're here, and we were able to get this connected.
No worries.
So I opened us up with talking about arts in towns and how it impacts just the culture. You're the founder and executive director of the Yellow Springs Film Festival. Tell us about the festival.
Yeah, so we launched the festival 2 years ago. We're gearing up for what is our third annual fest this year. It's the first weekend in October. So this year it'll take place October 2 through 5. It's been a 3-day sort of all-encompassing arts festival is kind of how I like to look at it. I mean, it's obviously film-centric. It's a film festival first and foremost, but we also incorporate stand-up comedy, some live music, lots of guest speakers. So we have that in the mix as well. Year one, we did kind of an art installation that was a tribute to Julia Reichert, where we showcased all of her film posters and had viewing stations and things like that. So we like to incorporate interactive experiences, talkbacks, but also program really top-notch feature narrative films, documentaries, shorts programs. Last year, we incorporated a grant that we were giving out to an emerging female documentary filmmaker. So we give back a little bit in that way to give a $3,000 award to up and coming filmmakers to support them. We've also started doing free educational seminars that we'll continue doing this year as well. So always looking to grow and kind of expand what it is that we're doing and how we interact with the community, bringing films and comedy and music and culture to town.
From everything that you just said, that sounds clearly it's amazing because you keep anniversarying this event. But it seems like you wear a lot of hats. How did you get started?
Yeah, so I mean, my professional background is in the film and television industry, so a lot of it has to do with that. I was also a musician for many years and put on small festivals and concerts. So it was sort of an amalgamation of both a history in doing live events, but also both making films, producing films, attending lots of film festivals, around the country and around the world, and kind of seeing how they operate. And then, when my family and I moved to the village a few years ago, it really occurred to me that the village was an ideal setting for a film festival. And, obviously having a historic theater and a college and different venues that are coming that we can potentially utilize, and having a village that has a rich history in supporting the arts and being interested in the arts and filmmaking very much helped. So yeah, it just kind of occurred to me that I had a kind of a background and skill set that could be applicable to building something like this in a place that seemed like it made a lot of sense to host every year. So it's been a really fast trajectory to launch this, but it's been very well supportive, and we've had great press and exceptional guest speakers and very notable filmmakers and artists come to town already to support this. So it's been very apparent that there's a need and a want for this, and I love doing it. So it's been a great experience so far.
Yeah, the reputation of the Yellow Springs Film Festival is just amazing, and you are correct. It seems to have blown up, so quickly, and I'm so appreciative that you highlighted some of the reasons that you think Yellow Springs is a great fit for this festival. What are you hoping that the festival will do for the community, or how it grows in the community? What are your hopes for the festival?
Well, a lot of things. I mean, starting in terms of having sort of an impact within the community, there's a couple things. I mean, I think that obviously this generates income for local businesses and restaurants and, Airbnbs and places to stay and things like that, just by the sheer fact that we're, bringing in filmmakers from all over the country to kind of spend the weekend with us and welcome them as guests into the community. We also, have, several thousand people come through our gates within the 3 days. So that's also people, I think, drawing a lot from Columbus, Cincinnati, Dayton, with obviously the Village as well. So, I mean, in terms of offering really unique experiences, I think that we are able to bring guest speakers to town in small venues. That's a really cool kind of bespoke experience for people to kind of come and interact with some of their favorite directors or actors. Or artists, so that's been a really huge asset. So I think it's an economy stimulator. It's an enrichment situation, and then, like I said, we're here to sort of give back and give some money to emergent artists to make things. We are having free educational seminars. We provide discounted tickets for families or for seniors or for students. So we're trying to engage with film students and younger audiences, older audiences, and try and just kind of pull together everyone in the Village to kind of come and have this experience, because I think we try to program something for everyone. And so I think that, it's just a great opportunity to, enrich the cultural landscape of the town. And also just, it's an economic stimulator as well.
You mentioned programming for everyone. Tell me a little bit about your team and how you decide what is going to be featured at the film festival, whether the full or the mini.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I take on most of the programming responsibilities myself. I have a partner named Ian Jacobs, who is an old colleague of mine. We've made films together, so he and I work on this festival kind of year round at this point. But in terms of the actual programming of all of this, it's something I kind of start around January, actually. So we don't take much time off at all. I start to kind of look at other festivals that I like. So we start to kind of look at, like, what's Sundance programming, what's South by Southwest programming, what's Tribeca programming, things like that. So I start to kind of look or attend those festivals and start to kind of do a little bit of research in terms of what we can use out of those festivals. I also just have a long history of working with a lot of different directors, and so I'll keep tabs on them, and have lots of friends that produce films, and reach out to them and say, do you have any projects? When are they premiering? Could we get that for the festival? Would you like to come? So it's a lot of just kind of usually using personal relationships and then both scouting other festivals that I really like, what they do. True False is another one. Steve Bognar took me out to True False last year, which is a documentary-only film festival, and we programmed several films out of there. So, there's just a lot of work to be done throughout the year, and just keeping eyes and ears open as to what would be interesting to our audience, and kind of serving my own personal taste.
Yeah. So without giving anything away, I heard you say that you normally start around January. Well, it's July, so. Without giving anything away, what should people look forward to this coming season?
More of the same, yeah. And you mentioned the Mini Fest. I mean, I think we should just mention that just quickly. So in April, we do a mid-year sort of truncated version of the film festival, which is something that people should look forward to. And that's something that's been really popular, and that's I think going to be a mainstay for us to do some like mid-year programming. And then we'd also like to expand into doing kind of one-off events and bringing directors and things to town during the year as we grow and expand too. But in terms of the fall, I think it'll be more the same. We're going to make some early announcements of a few like headlining events, I think sometime next week. So very, very early on here, we'll be announcing a couple of things, and the tickets will be on sale here mid-July.
Wow.
So we're very excited to roll out some of the names and films and filmmakers that'll be coming to town within a week's time from now. And then the full lineup will be announced in August. So most all of our slots are filled at this point. We do have a really good sense of what the whole thing looks like. A couple of things still up in the air, but yeah, this is where we get really hyper-focused and are excited to make some announcements here over the summer, which is really the fun part.
It's literally got to be exciting. Being a executive director of programming, all these things, all these moving parts, and all the dedication that it takes, and teamwork and collaboration. What is your passion? What motivates you to put something of this caliber and magnitude on?
Well, that's a great question. I think it's two things. I think one is, I have a deep love and history for the village of Yellow Springs, and I like to see it grow and thrive, and I like to see new things kind of come into the mix, and an evolution of culture there. I think it's really important. The village is a really unique place, and somewhere that I've been going to since I could walk. So I have a lifelong relationship with the village, and I love to see it grow and evolve over the years. And so if I can add something to the cultural landscape, that's very fulfilling to me personally. Second, I love to do this kind of work. I really like bringing people together, especially like after the pandemic happened. I just felt like there was a lot of disconnect with people. Even as things opened back up, there was a lot of trepidation about, being in small spaces, or I feel like there was kind of a cultural shift in people not gathering together as much anymore. And I feel like that's something that would be really detrimental to, our society and culture and village if that were to be the case. So for me, it's like thinking about ways to generate gatherings and conversations and good memories and laughter and, all those kind of things. It's really, really important, I think. And so, again, if I can contribute to that in some way, it's really fulfilling, and I think really needed.
Well, I appreciate you for putting your passion, like where rubber meets the road, putting your passion into a project and impacting so many people. For people who are watching now, where can they get sneak peeks, learn more about the Mini Fest and the upcoming Yellow Springs Film Festival?
Yeah, so ysfilmfest.com is the great kind of central spot. We update that as soon as we announce things. Everything populates there. Ticket links are there. Links to our social media are there. Our social media handle is YSFilmFest on Instagram and Facebook. You can also sign up for our email list on the website. It's a great way. We always keep those people up to date, and sometimes we'll give them a heads up a little bit before everyone else too, just for being a member of the community. So the website is a really great centralized place to stay updated. We do volunteer updates there as well. So we'll be having our first volunteer meeting will probably be happening later in July. So if people are interested in lending a hand, we're always looking for people that are excited about this and to come out and volunteer some of their time. So that'll be happening this summer too. So yeah, the website is a great centralized place, and Instagram is our main platform online where we kind of do promotional videos and announcements, things like that as well.
Well, I'm excited to see what is coming up in soon, because it seems like a lot of stuff is coming up in July, getting the ball rolling and getting connected. So thank you so much for stopping by on Chamber Insights and giving us all of this, something to think about, and sharing your passion with us. I really appreciate that.
Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it, and I'm really excited about rolling out announcements and seeing everybody in October.
Awesome. Thanks for being here.
You got it.
So that's Eric Mahoney with the Yellow Springs Film Festival. Go to the website. You heard it here. It will be on yschamber.org, and learn all about what's coming up, how you can get involved, how you can stay connected, and just how much arts impacts where you live. We'll see you next time on Chamber Insights, where professionals share.
To be a guest on Chamber Insights or to inquire about advertising opportunities, please email insights@yschamber.org or visit www.yschamber.org/insights.